What's up, guys? Welcome back to Corny Dads Podcast. We're shooting EP.7 today. We're coming to you from Gabagool's house.
Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome.
The lighting is perfect. What you guys don't see is beautiful, healthily watered plants lining everywhere, and heady glass, cute pups. It's good vibes. We're out here.
Yeah, you guys will probably end up hearing dogs throughout the rest of the
Yeah, we might have a
podcast.
special guest of any different dog. One of 4 different dogs might come up here. Actually, probably only one of 3, because one of them doesn't like you.
Yeah, no, good point. The little Pomeranian definitely ain't coming anywhere near us today.
But I like little dogs, so I'm on the good side of Chippy. Chippy's a good dog. Yeah, how you been, man?
Not bad, not bad. Have not been on the torch like at all. Only got on a few times in the past couple of days, but then before that, it's started swim season, so we are getting used to new schedules.
Hell yeah.
New schedules, yeah. But now, what about you? What kind of work you been getting done?
A lot, man. I've been working on I've been picking a color each week and going with that so I can make multiple different things with the same color scheme.
Okay.
So it's been kind of liberating because it's different than trying to pick different colors all the time. So instead of like going in there and being like, oh, I'm going to make a red one, a green one, or whatever, I just bought a pound of color, like 3 different pounds of colors, and I'm basically just going to make stuff each week in those colors.
What, do you remember, like, the colors that you got?
Yeah, this week I'm doing Belladonna, which is a classic deep purple transparent. It's a little bit airy, which means there's some bubbles. Like, you know how, like, Purple Lollipop, it has, like, bubbles in the finished product.
Yeah.
So it's not really, like, structurally imperfect, but it's just some colors have, like, bubbles in it. So Belladonna is one of those ones that has, like, little bubbles in it, but a dark purple. Because I've been liking pairing the engraving with something dark. Because what you get is the light engraving strike paired with the dark, but then engrave away the light to reveal dark underneath. Kind of like works.
Dude, it definitely makes like your shit pop.
Thanks, man.
Like it makes it
Hell yeah.
really kind of pop out whenever it's darker colors.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so I've got kind of a rotation of like the different pieces that I auction and stuff that I've been making and just sort of refining and getting better. Like the poker pipe design, which is like the one where it's a cylinder and then the mouthpiece.
Oh, yeah.
That one I've been really liking. It's just satisfying aesthetically, but also like it's a fun process. It's good practice to make cylinders like that with like flat ends. If I can do that really nicely, that opens up more things. Because eventually I can take that cylinder with flat ends and poke a channel through it to make it the toilet paper tube look that you can put on a functional. So think about
I'm having such a hard time picturing what you just talked about.
So think about like the poker pipe. It has a cylinder with flat ends, and it's simply just that. Well, what people like Bowman Glass do, and many other people, is like make the cylinder, the closed off cylinder, poke through the center and make it a donut cylinder.
Oh, shit.
Kind of the shape of a toilet paper roll is sort of the most logical. Yeah.
But it's hollow?
But it's hollow.
Jesus Christ.
So you can like then put that on a recycler. It's super common to see those on recyclers because they like appear to move water really well. But it's just also takes some skill to do that. It's like that Cujo glass piece with Stemui.
Oh,
Which,
yeah.
guys, I apologize if I butcher this gentleman's name. His Instagram is ste.mui. He's a wonderful engraver. Fuck if I know how to pronounce that, though. Stemui. Very talented guy. Go check him out. But yeah, he did a collab with Cujo Glass that had a fat cylinder like that.
Okay.
And I was just like drooling over that shit because it was so clean and like, how the fuck do they get it shaped like that?
Dude, his even just like,
oh my God.
The striking black or whatever, that like the ring around the center of it was
it's
perfectly in the center too.
Perfect. Like, it's so deceiving. It
looks so nice.
When you see stuff that perfect, it's like it just really makes glass blowing seem like so much easier than it is.
Yeah, you just make it.
Yeah, you just make it. Like you make it perfect, right? And it's like, oh my God, how much goes into doing that? It's like, oh my God, like ridiculous.
It's definitely been one of those things where like the deeper you get in glass and actually like more time on the torch, the more you realize how hard everything is that you see.
Yeah.
And like any sort of like small critiques that you had of previous works, you're just like,
yeah,
fuck that, never mind. Nope, this looks great. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's like you introduced the concept to me of like, oh fuck, I forgot what you called it, but it's the notion that you get used to.
Speaking of dogs, sorry, it's a little Shapiro hanging out the front door barking. She will not stop until I open it.
Hey, she's not mic'd up though, so you know.
Thank you, Chippy.
What's up, Chippy?
We would show her to you guys, but like I literally can't get my hands on her, else she'll fart and piss herself.
Fart and piss herself.
Legit, yeah. If I did like sometimes when Jen picks her up, she goes, yeah.
Yo,
we always say like how like imagine being so scared that you fart or shit. Like, can you like good like put yourself through that process of being like, and like.
That's a lot of fear for a little pup to go through.
So,
man,
I used to be like, yeah, watch. And grab him like, I'll stop doing that.
Yo, sometimes when I'm puffing on a piece, you like exert force into the piece. You're like, all right, make a thing. Then you need to like puff into it. Sometimes you have to puff hard. And I was like fart because I'm like, you're like straining while you're doing that.
I coach 12 to 14-year-olds. We have dry land, which is like, weight room exercises.
Sure.
45 minutes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The amount of time, and 17 kids on the team, 4 of them are boys. So I have a shitload of girls on my squad. Every morning when we do any sort of ab workouts, it is like a fucking like microphone.
Symphony.
Dude, just... And I can't... All I want to do in years past, called boys out. They think it's funny. One of them like ends up being the one who kind of owns it and is just like, let's go. During like everyone. It is a bunch of 13-year-old girls. Like, you can see because one of them will go off and you're like, Sabrina, what's up? Won't say a word though because she is just red-faced staring off in the distance somewhere else.
That would be the thing where you got to strategically do it, like when you have to cough and you wait for someone else to, and you follow it. It's just like kind of like you kind of sneak in, you buffer yourself with the other people's farts.
Nope, this is 6:15 a.m. silent dry land room. Oh. Everyone is it's like almost ASMR for like exercises because you just hear like the of like hitting the ground or doing whatever, and then you'll just they'll be on their backs doing like lifting their legs up, and you'll just hear.
Let's go.
All I want to do is laugh. All I want to do is laugh and be like, "This is so funny. This is humor."
But then you know what, Nick? You're gonna scar kids.
You're gonna scar them. That's why I've learned my lesson.
Yeah,
I've learned my lesson. I've gotten complained about Coach Nick enough.
Which is ironic because you're so like you let anyone like have it with you, but like. Other people can't handle it. That must be kind of hard sometimes.
Yeah, you want to talk coaching philosophy real quick?
Let's go.
I've said so many times to my kids, because like they'll walk on deck and my first thing is like, yo, not looking so ugly this morning. You're okay, no, so ugly this morning I kind of want to vomit. Awesome, nailed it. It's like just dumb, stupid banter. And, just making fun of them, poking jokes, calling them dumb, calling them ugly, telling them they smell, sort of crap.
Using that to break down the barrier of awkwardness between you and younger kids.
And I always say, if they go to school and have someone who's like, ew, you're looking ugly today, they can be like, yo, I've already heard that.
Yeah.
You want to call me ugly? You want to tell me I smell? Yeah. Heard that 3 times this morning. Yeah. What's next? Like, I'm already good. You know, give them some like thick skin.
It's like you learned that from the familial love of being in a big family and having to take a bunch of shit. Something I'm completely unfamiliar with, so I'm a total softie compared to Nick. He can get made fun of and like keep having a good day. I'm like shook as fuck. I'm like, what does this mean about me? What is this? What am I?
There will always be one kid that you kind of smell today. Like, really? Because I can barely, like, because you're overpowered. Like, they'll give something back to me so well. Yeah. And like, you can see the other kids are just like, like waiting for the reaction. And I'm just like, yes, nailed it. Yes. If I'm making fun of you, you better be able to give it back to me.
Yeah. Damn.
It's fun. I don't know. It's super fun. Working with kids is dope. It's a really, really good time. I was talking with one of the other coaches on deck the other day. Like, you get to a certain place where you realize your peers are making a lot more money and having a lot easier life than you. Yeah. And you're like, okay, this is kind of a dumb decision. Why do I do this?
Yeah.
So then we tell ourselves and each other frequently about how wonderful our job is to like make up for that.
Yeah.
But no, on a serious level, we do. It's a decision. We all make fucking decisions in life. We can give any sort of advice through this platform or whatever. Anyone listen, you need to be comfortable with the decisions that you make, and if anything, like wear them as badges of honor.
Yeah.
I've had so many fucking moms look at me and be like, so what else do you do?
Damn.
Just like, I spend more time with your child per day than you do. Shut up and go away from me, woman.
Yeah, you know what I do? I make your child a champion who wins. What else do you want me to do? Like, ma'am?
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's every season. Every single season. I've been coaching for 15 years. We had to do this little online thing the other day. And I've officially reached the highest bracket where they go, how many years have you been coaching? And it's like, this is my first year. You know, because it's like something you have to do to be a coach each year. It's like 0 to 1 years. It's like 2 to 5.
Oh no! And now you're off the chart.
4 to 14. And then it was like 15 and over. It's like, 15 and over bucks.
And that's when they just give you the form and they're like, just write whatever. We just need you to fill it out. Like whatever.
Like we know what you're doing.
Like you're good.
Just please don't touch kids. That's all we ask you to do by this point.
Oh God.
You're around long enough. Don't make us USA Gymnastics.
Oh no.
Yeah,
that sounds like a rabbit hole that I'm not quite ready to go down.
Ooh.
USA Gymnastics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back out and I'm gonna come back to farts.
Yeah.
So we had a failed vacation, unfortunately. Anytime you're a family person, you like to go on vacations. Sometimes they don't work out, though. We found that out first person. But there was a diamond in the rough, if you will. So we got a couple toys for the car ride. And we stumbled upon our new favorite thing. Fart putty. Fart putty. You take a jar of some putty type of stuff and you jam your finger in it, any number of fingers, it makes a fart. So what have we been doing every day forever? Making farts.
Let's go.
And it turned a failed vacation into a new hobby.
Yeah.
And through that, we're channeling it into slime.
Nice.
So we're going to do some slime stuff with Ben because he's like, oh my God, that fart putty is so amazing.
Were you old enough for like GAC?
It sounds familiar. I like Flubber was around. I think my mom liked like the movie Flubber. So she was always lightly referencing, like, oh, it's like Flubber. Looks familiar.
It's like this is the one that I really remember. This is the one that hits home. I don't know, like this. I remember is probably the worst way to do this, but
no, it's fine.
Oh, that works. Yes,
dude, the lighting's bomb in here.
No, this is wonderful.
This kind of works. I remember Silly Putty is the one that bounced. I think it's the one that bounced. Came in a little egg.
Yeah,
that was popular with me.
You could like put it on newspaper and like pull it off, and it would actually have the newspaper print on it.
I never did that, but yeah.
No, cool. GAC was like GAC Splat or GAC Splat.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Same thing. It was just that like gooey kind of. Shit, what's the science word for the thing that's like liquid until you put pressure on it, then it becomes a solid?
Oh, there is a word for that. Type it in the comments, guys.
Smart people.
Yep. Scientists. Hey, you're a smart person. You don't know some shit.
What? No.
That's all right.
GAC Splat.
GAC Splat.
Yeah, remember that stuff like big time. You'd have it for about a week, and then you get that like first hair in it.
Oh.
And then and after that first hair got in the mix, that was over. Yeah. But then you have like gravel, rocks, dirt, all that sort of shit ends up in it, and it just ruins it.
Yeah. Well, so stuff in that usually ruins it. But now what we found, so we did some research. We're like, thank God for this fart putty. Like, holy fuck, this kind of saved us. Now we use it at dinner. Mama's actually getting super pissed at me because I'll be like, hey, Ben, take a bite of banana and I'll make a fart. And he's like, and like just goes for it.
Come on.
And I'm like, come on. Guess what we're doing tonight? Fart dinner. And he's like, oh, let's go.
He eats the most he's ever eaten.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's like such a good listener. He's like, yep, down. Just because I'm going like...
You were speaking so true to every parent that actually listens to this podcast right now.
Like every parent's
like, we get it. Yep. No, we have music dinner. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you got to do. But so we're like, wow, he really likes this. We got to take advantage of this or whatever. No, we love our son and we're trying to get him more of what he likes. So we were like, oh, it's just like slime. And everybody knows little kids like slime. It's a big popular thing for maybe 5 or 10 years now. People have been doing creative slime things. Little did I know, it was way more of a rabbit hole than I ever thought. Slime videos?
I got introduced to them through like the small business owner Instagram.
Oh,
because it was someone talking about their slime small business. Which, again, look, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I Googled like YouTube, how to make slime. And then it was just like tons of videos, tons of different qualities, tons of different like shops linked to them. And I'm like, wait, you can like buy this?
Customize like you can get different little things put in.
Yeah, like cute little jars that look like cupcakes that have like little confetti and shit.
Oh, shit.
And then it was like a business where it was like a chick from South Africa, and she was like, many other South African slime YouTubers know that it's hard to get here. And I'm like, I'm so far out of like my rabbit hole. Like, not only is there a small business in South Africa selling slime, there's a community of them that they interact with each other.
And they're on YouTube.
And they're on YouTube. And like, what? Shout out to Mush Slime. That was the chica who was making the slime. Nice. She gives a recipe. So we're gonna try to make some slime for Ben's birthday.
How much fun, man. Yep. How much fun. Is that why the Jello?
No, I don't. Party? Maybe in his mind it crossed over. So I'll just air this out right here, guys. We're approaching my kid's birthday. It's in a month or so as of when we were asking him. It's a couple weeks from now. We were like, hey, dude, birthday's a month away. What kind of birthday party do you want? And you know what we were expecting? Fucking Lightning McQueen or Mater or whatever different kind of thing like that. And he hits us out of the blue with, I want a Jello birthday. And we were like, have you even had Jello? And he was like, yeah, at my school one day. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So he had Jello one day, and now he's fixated on Jello and wants a Jello birthday party.
Dude, come on, though.
Yeah.
Like, what a great idea for a birthday party, though.
Pretty
like,
creative.
Really? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, so easy as far as you just make a fuckload of Jello.
Yeah.
You know, you can just cut them into different little squares. Yeah. Have the kids actually make shapes or whatever out of them for a little activity.
Yeah.
You got lots of stuff running up the line for a fucking Jello birthday party.
But then the adults are like, are we going to have anything else? Like, here, like, I'm like, dude, yeah, probably.
Pretzel salad.
You know, it reminds me of all those things that you see in books from like the 50s or whatever. That are, like,
where they just weird, like straight up put like meat and stuff in their Jello. Yeah,
like we're doing cold chicken Jello.
Oh,
like, I don't want that. No one wants that.
Okay,
that sucks.
So I heard some history on this.
Okay,
I get so scared about.
We got 5 minutes before we do our little break. History of Jello. Go.
So I heard that. Like, one of the reasons why Jello got big and they started doing that, like, really pushing people, it was around, like, the war ration time. And it was an easy way to, like, expand meals.
Whoa.
So, like, you only have a little bit of veg or whatever like that. Fucking stick that, like, 1 carrot in a giant thing of Jello, you know, and now that 1 carrot is, like, a meal for a bunch of different people.
So now
it's a side.
So not only is it, like, you're eating the Jello and the carrot, but literally, if you observe that dish, you literally would see a bigger carrot.
Okay, it's the optics. Let's go. Come on. Fuck off carrots. This big. Wow. When I was young, fucking 1 carrot would feed our entire family.
Okay, that's kind of sad, but that's kind of dope. Shout out to Jello for
I think that's what that was. Like, that was kind of like how it came about, and that's why you see all those like the Jello salads where it's like the whole bunch of random crap with a bunch of different Jellos.
It's kind of disturbing. It's kind of like alternate universe type shit. Whenever you see that, it's like, I don't know how this like passed. Dude. It's like old laws and traditions. It's like, I don't know how you guys did that. How was that okay? Like,
I think there's like a subreddit or whatever. It's called like a boring dystopia, and like you see those things where you're just like, you what? Like, okay, yeah, that's the type of world we're living in right now.
Like, what's another example? Because that sounds like a thread that I'd be interested in.
Oh, my
boring
God.
Dystopia.
Go
down that rabbit hole.
Let's find one. This will be fun. Instead of me just pulling random information out my butt and lying.
Jeez. Subreddits are dangerous, though. They're very... something about the format of Reddit feels so, like, personally captivating Like, it just feels like people are, like, talking to you in a way that's a little bit different than other social medias.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it just feels really, like, I don't know, Reddit in particular, it just feels a little, like they know stuff about you that you don't even know about yourself. Like, more so than other social medias. Reddit's kind of weird.
If Reddit out of anything is the one where I will find myself actively in my brain going, like, stop scrolling.
Yeah.
You know, whereas, like, Instagram, I'll scroll for a bit and then just be like, all right, I'm done. Like, no, this isn't holding my attention. But, like, Reddit, it's almost the opposite, where it's like, I am scrolling and going, like, why? Like, you know, there's nothing cool's coming up. Stop it. Go do something else.
Yeah.
Or, like, go to sleep. Or, like, you know, like...
Sweeney's the guy who's on Reddit, and he has the same thing, because he's so knowledgeable about so many different things that I know he's just, like, his mind just, like, expands, like dude, it gets so hard.
I don't do woodworking, but, like, I'm on a woodworking subreddit, and I, like, fucking damn if I don't know what a fucking dovetail is. You know, like it's so dumb. And then, like, there's so many different glass blowing ones.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, and like one of them's just like lamp working. So it's like it's not everyone's not doing functional stuff on there. Some of it's just like dope, like cool little figurines or like just general art.
Yeah,
so dope. Like you dive into that a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's fight porn where you get to see fucking high schoolers beating the shit out of each other, which is awesome.
Were you ever a World Star hip hop kind of person?
What, the fucking all fight clubs that I watched of theirs? Yes. Every single one, multiple times. Early days of YouTube. What's up?
Man. Yep. I remember watching those too with the homies. It was just something about it. You can't look away.
And your heart rate starts going faster. Yeah. So you feel like you're like involved in this fight.
But you're not.
Trying to, like, in the 30 seconds that they give you, decide who deserved it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't like that one because that guy got his ass kicked, but he wasn't being that much of an asshole. I like it better whenever they're being big assholes and then get their ass kicked. Man. Those are my favorites.
R.I.P. Q World Star. You know the founder of World Star?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, World Star for the longest time. I want to say for 10 years, it was in the top 10 of, like, this might be a slight exaggeration, but it has some impressive stat where in, like, some period of maybe 2005 to 2015, it was, like, I think the top 10 websites in the world.
Damn.
Something very remarkable. It was like, what? But yeah, then Q World Star had passed for some health complications at, like in his 40s or something. But he's really well respected for starting that platform and getting a lot of people off the ground. Yeah. It's actually a platform you could pay to be on and, like, have your posts show up.
No shit.
You used to be able to pay $300 and get your posts on World Star. It's like that was how people, like, rappers would go viral back in the day.
Yeah.
It's because it was very democratic. It would actually, like, algorithmically, it would actually, like, you'd pay and you would actually, like, get up on the site. But yeah, since then I think I haven't checked it in years. That would be an experience going on World Star. Heading into an ad. Today we are shouting out Bowser Glass and Straddle Gang. They're going to be posted on the screen right here. Bowser Glass, the fantastic glass blower, good human, good friend of mine, makes dope recyclers and spider-themed pieces. He puts big old spider sculptures on stuff. You should go check him out. He also has his scientific page, which is Straddle Gang, where he makes mind-blowing functionals. So go check out both those pages. Much love. What's up? Back from the break. We were talking about World Star, but I think we should transition into something else, which is more glass related, and that is the 5mm show.
Yo, yeah, that was dope.
A week or two ago, Positively Vibe put on the 5mm show, which might have been the first one, but it kind of seems like there was one before this, right?
Yeah, I felt I thought this was second.
That would make sense.
For some reason, I feel like I've seen like another 5mm show advertised.
Yeah, that would make sense. I don't know about you guys out in the glass world, though, but I personally have been seeing more 5mm pieces than ever, like in the past few months. Maybe it's the people that I follow, or maybe it's a general trend. What do you think? Have it been more?
I thought that it was really driven by Evan Shore. And like him, like kind of coming out and making like 5mm like production bangers and actually like having them, because otherwise, like, what else? What are you gonna throw on a 5mm?
Right.
Rig?
You're just gonna like take pictures of it.
Yeah.
Or like wear it on a necklace. Yeah. Okay. So before they weren't production, I guess you're right. They were more just like.
Oh, you might get like a one-off or something.
Damn.
But then that's what. Okay, this is all speculation. I have no clue if this is true or not.
No, yeah.
But it seemed like the first 5mm show was whenever Evan started putting out the original 5mm just banger. Oh, hold on, we got our buddy.
Come on, Brucey.
Come on, bud.
Come on.
There we go.
Yeah.
This is Bruce. This is my roommate's dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big love muffin. Unless you're an intruder, then he'll bite your face off.
I believe it.
He's a big love guy.
Mm-hmm. Love muffin.
But yeah, I remember him putting out and actually making 5mm bangers, like just the bucket style, like his like bell-bottom bucket style ones. Mm-hmm. And I remember a show coming out for that. And then now this one you saw, he had a bunch of like his like Slurpees and just like the different style of 5mm bangers.
Way to make people go crazy. Some 45 angle ones.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, having them available is a big game changer to open up people to like make them and collect them and use them and feel great about them. That's probably been a big difference. Now that he's like ripping through making them. Hi, Brucey. Hi.
Feel free to.
Because yeah, if they're
tell them to leave it anyway.
It's all good. Yeah, if they're hella hard to get, no one wants to get something like get a nice ass 5mm rig and then not be able to put a banger in it. Yeah, that'd be so funny. Brucey, get down, Mr. Man.
One thing I thought was super cool about it. Well, I got real loud there for a second. Sorry for any headphone users.
If they're Corny Dads Podcast listeners and they use headphones and they don't know to be careful, then I'm sorry, guys. You got to be careful. You got to have your little thing where you notch up and down, or you got to figure something out.
Good point.
Yeah. That's okay.
But I like the idea of the price accessibility of the 5mm rigs and shows. Like you saw that they were like, you could get a heady for like $200-$300.
That really surprised me.
Yeah, I was blown away by that.
I come from the first microwave where the 10mm, I mean, it sounds so boomer of me to say, but I don't really care. It wasn't that long ago. Maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, the 10mm was a major wave. 10mm pieces and small ones were a vibe. Like finding a little small 10mm rig was...
Who's it, Taco?
Yeah.
Taco Dabs is the like the super tiny one.
But even like Young Crippy, my little sleek piece that's like this big, that was like a major, like that was a mini back then. It was like, it stood out because of how small it was. So it's interesting to see it like go even smaller now. Right. It's ridiculous. But it reminds me that everyone thought it was really silly back then. And I remember how freaking cool it was having a little rig that like hit well. Like you take little videos of it. It's just something about headiness in a small package that's like so lit. Love that shit. But yeah, there was some accessible price points there. That was pretty cool. I'm really trying to find the tool to make 5mm joints. Because what Roysko does is he just uses a joint. But when I've done that to make joints with just a joint, I've pretty quickly fucked up one of them. So the what I really need is the brass tool that you can jam into glass and make it the fitting. Okay. So you can use a quartz joint, but you have to get your heats right, and it's like not made to form. But the brass joint is made to form that shit. But they're sold out. So I can find one of those.
This could actually be kind of cool to talk about for a second. So just get to it, like what's the difference between like say a work joint and like something you can buy, or like what's kind of explain that whole process?
Yeah, well, to use any apparatus you need to have something to smoke out of, which is either traditionally going to be the bowl piece. If you guys are familiar with bongs, that's like the fitted thing that you put the weed in that fits into the slot in the downstem that you pull out, and that is what you smoke. And same for dab rigs. You have a nail or a banger that you put into a joint, and it matches up with the size of the banger or the bowl piece that you're using. So that's like what the joint is. But you can get factory made ones that are really common in production glass, and they're made in a factory and mass produced, so they're consistent, clear, nothing special, but readily available. But then what artists do is mimic the quality and usefulness of such a thing. Because, like, very useful. Have, like, a fitted thing you can fit the other thing into. Very useful for the smoking process. Definitely is, like, thumbs up for every user using that. So now we want to make things artistic and look cool and different. And that's a key thing to retain, which is, like, the convenient usability of the thing. Very important to the enjoyment of it. So now you can make your own joint that fits any fitting to put on your heady rig. So then your rig will be entirely heady and you can still fit the traditional apparatuses, the bowl piece or the banger, the same one that you could use on your factory piece. Now you can like put on your heady piece. So a work joint would just be anything color to me. That's sort of a bit of a controversial topic. So when I was like first getting into this shit, it was 2014 or so, and it was like nothing clear is heady. Like specifically, like if it's clear, it's not heady. And then if it's full color, that was like an easy differentiator of like that's heady. It's a lot more nebulous now, and I think for good reason, because nothing like, oh, so you're gonna tell me a $50,000 Quave isn't heady? Like, go ahead. Like, you'll see.
God.
So Quave being like an industry leader with price points and quality of work and stuff, you will see older Quave pieces from probably 2014 that have like a factory joint on them.
Oh, shit.
There's probably $40,000 pieces that have like
a
factory joint. Whereas you just bought it and you just put it on. Like, amazing. Ridiculous. But yeah. So now it's a little bit less clear what differentiates like worked and production. They're a little more interchangeable than they were when I was coming into understanding it. But yeah, there's so many levels of worked. Like you can make a really expensive clear thing now. So that's sort of why all that's out the window. You can be like a clear only artist, be kind of reckless, but yeah, I don't know.
So do you know of any?
I was just trying to think. Clear only artists.
Just like does a bunch of clear work.
Shit. I mean, any of the fume guys, you can kind of look at it like that because they're strictly using clear glass. So
yeah.
Kind of the process of forming clear glass would be almost exactly the same if you're a fumed artist or just clear. So many of those like heavy hitters who make beautiful fume work, they're still working clear glass, which is another interesting thing. I'm just like spew after spew. But
have you ever done any fume work?
Yeah, all the time, because blue caramel's fume.
Oh, god damn it!
Well, see how nerdy it gets. It's like yeah, motherfucker. Yeah.
Have you ever done any silver or gold fume onto clear?
Only by process of overspray. Because you match up sections of blue caramel and the surface content of the silver blows over into the other color.
That's actually kind of cool. Kind of go over. Like if you see any of Ben's clear work with like carved bands or anything, or even pretty much anything with a carved band. Mm-hmm. Like if you look super closely to the edge of that band, like you'll notice a bit of like color change.
Yeah. If you see a piece with sections like he's talking about where it's color, blue caramel, more color, if you have a dark background and sunlight hitting it, you'll definitely see some what I would call overspray, which is just the fume content in the glass is like, I don't think oxidizing would be the right word, but it kind of helps me understand it because it's like opening up or something and being distributed. So the fume's like spraying over, being activated or something by the flame and the temperature and the force of like the flame like blowing the glass.
Yeah, but if you guys ever see any sort of clear glass that may have like a pink or like kind of like yellowish,
yellow, blue, green.
Yeah.
But that's a whole rabbit hole that probably will not end in our lifetime though, is the
fume work.
Yeah, the ability to get different colors of stuff with fume. There are people who are totally down to dedicate their whole life to it and get amazing results. One of the greatest illustrations of the kind of, what's the word, the array of different fumes is Jaker's glass. I don't know, that sounds like how you pronounce it, but yeah. Or Jaker S or whatever, Jaker's glass. He's I think he's based in the South because he's been in like some banjo content. Jaker's glass illustrates how you can actually literally get a rainbow out of gold and silver fume.
Shit.
Which is remarkable. Like, the skill and attention it takes to get that is absolutely insane. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That is wild.
Ridiculous.
Wild. Don't understand.
Yeah. I also don't understand. I understand like 1% more. Basically, like, there's a lot of different factors that contribute to how the fume reacts with the glass. The temperature, the distance in the flame, the propane pressure. And then I even heard that one person, here's the problem, is you could be getting fed bullshit because people, a lot of these are industry secrets. And prior to a few years ago, industry secrets were even more valuable because there was just a lot of separation in the community, maybe 5-10 years ago, or even before that. Like 20 years ago, people didn't talk about their own techs and share techs like this. Not in any way, shape, or form like it is now. But where was I going with that? Oh, so you're prone to get potentially some advice that's just bullshit because a lot of the really reputable older people are guarding their secrets that have literally made their life like valuable.
Yeah.
So like they're not just gonna give you the keys. A lot of the older dudes, they're a little more like, hell no, I'm not gonna show you how to do the thing. Nowadays, a lot of people come around. So let's give a lot of them credit because a lot of those dudes who came up in that time have really stuck with the times and really adapted. So really a lot of them are willing now, but there's going to be outliers who like act upon that old way of doing things, which is like, I'm not sharing shit. So like one thing I heard in passing, which here's an example of what could be just absolute horseshit, or it could be exactly the right advice, but me not being a fume guy, I have no idea. It was like put a drop of water in the blow tube and then a grain of rice at the end.
What?
Right? Like what the fuck?
What would that do?
Well, you'd have to be a fume guy. So I mean, if you're a fume guy, I'm sure there's some legendary glassblowers watching Corny Dads Podcast. If you're one of them, one of the many, let us know what a grain of rice would do in a blow tube. Because to me, that was one where I was like, I kind of think that's bullshit.
It would just cook it.
Well, yeah, but I think he said in the outer handle, so so it's absorbing the moisture, maybe.
Okay.
So I definitely I received this advice in person, and I was like, I was just like near an older OG glassblower, so I'm like, oh, for sure. I'm not gonna say shit. But then it kind of
I'm not gonna be asking any questions.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. What the fuck do I look like? But then I kind of marinated. I kind of like drove home, and I'm like, I don't know if that's even a thing. I don't know if that's even close to a thing. Like
science,
I'm not even gonna touch that.
Yeah.
Plus, I personally find a lot of other stuff more interesting than fume work, which is, it shouldn't be that controversial. Everybody's taste is different in glass. Which maybe we should detail that a little. If you had to distill your glass taste down to something you like the most, it's kind of asking a lot, but where would you go with that?
I like dots.
Here you go. Okay. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not even being a dick.
Yeah, well.
So I think purchasing versus making are two different things.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Purchasing glass, things that pop out to me are dense, thoughtful color, if that makes sense.
It's good. These aren't super obvious concepts, so it's that you're narrowing it down, and it's like,
so like
think about.
We know like my mountaintops bubbles. I really like bubbles. One thing I think what draws my eye to Bubbles' work is, I mean, like, he doesn't really mess with a lot of clear stuff or like any sort of that, but like all of his work is like it's that fully opaque color and very like thoughtful, purposeful. Like he'll do like bark, like wood grain stuff, and that it's very intricate, but it's very like set up and correct.
It's deceivingly intricate because to someone else they would see it and call it simple.
Right.
But you kind of have to be a little deeper into it to know, like, oh, that's actually really fucking hard. It's like remarkably hard.
Is Domino?
Yeah.
Am I right? Is it he does the panda stuff?
Yep. The pandas, rhinos, I think maybe.
Yeah.
Pandas.
And he's another one, and it again, if you look at like I guess like just the glass, that's the kind of common theme between him and Bubbles, and then say like Mueller. Mueller's another one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you really like the opaque colors, the non-see-through ones.
In purchasing and look, I don't own any of these rigs, by the way. Fucking, I am not.
No, but if you have 5-10 bands to spend, you can get a nice Bubbles piece.
Yeah. Damn straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, that opaque color work, I think, is really fucking cool.
Do you think it pops when it's paired with clear? Because one of my favorite Bubbles pieces that one of the Bubbles. Let's just shout out Bubbles the Butcher. That's who we're talking about. Bubbles the Butcher. He's an Arkansas-based artist who makes bonsai trees out of glass, like really intricate, dope ones. One of the best in the game. Yeah. One of the most like sellable pieces I think from him though is the encapsulated bonsai, because that's got clear on the outside. It's got all the juice. It's got the bark looking shit that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Got the beautiful sculpted bonsai tree, but in a package that you can see the function.
Yes.
Which to me is just ups the sale remarkably.
Dude, Mueller will do like clear bellies on some of his little guys.
Yeah.
Dude, those, it's just like, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level. They look so dope. Dude, the rigs that fucking Banjo and Bubbles were putting together there for a bit. Yeah. Where they were mixing the bonsai with the, I'm sorry, what's
the Devi.
Devi.
How dare you?
I know.
Oh,
I know.
Canceled.
As soon as I brain farted, it was like, my mind went straight to Mandala, and I was like, that's not it. That's not right.
We're gonna have to give him a little forgiveness for this one, guys. We'll just keep it moving. The Devi and Banjo collabs,
Bubble,
Devi and Bubbles collabs. Those were fire. Some of those were more transparent, though.
Yeah,
but they worked really well. Yeah. So the X factor that's hard to put a finger on is the personal aspect of the whole experience in a package of following and being interested, which is something that like undeniably influences how people view stuff. Like it cannot be understated how much the presentation and personality behind the work influences how it's interpreted. It like does so much.
Look at like classical art, and that again, like, you know, how many times have you heard that like kind of stereotypical thing where people walk into a museum and there's like a strip of red paint, like I could do that.
Yeah.
That it's like classical art is very much the same way. It is not just the artwork itself, as you know, that is the selling point or the interest point or the true appreciation of it either.
Yeah.
You know, I think you really have to take in everything about it, you know, to really appreciate it.
It's the context. It's like ass pizza with the Carl's Jr. star. You can't tell me that's not fire. Right. But why is it fire? I can't really explain it. It just looks cool.
Dude, and like anyone could throw a Carl's Jr. star on something.
I know.
It's the entire package.
It's so weird though. It wouldn't be cool if it wasn't him. It's so weird. Yeah. So that makes it hard to narrow down your favorite aesthetics because it's super influenced by who is doing what.
Right.
I didn't used to like look at glass like that, but now I do for sure.
I mean, definitely Instagram gives you that ability.
Yeah.
I think one of the coolest things was introducing my roommate and like letting him know, like, you can just like message someone. Yeah. I'm not sure if I told this story in the podcast before yet.
I don't think so. You told it to me that, him coming into knowing.
So yeah, he's a kind of, he like works in a bike shop, is a Portland guy, somewhat into anime and all that good stuff, plays video games a lot, and like a big filmophile. What the fuck is that whenever you watch a shitload of movies and TV?
It'd probably be a cinephile.
Cinephile, that's it.
Yeah. I know my Latin roots.
There you go.
You on your Latin root game?
Not at all.
Dude, I can kind of fuck around with some Latin
Let's
roots.
go.
It helps you understand the world. When you know some of the roots, you like, you can kind of, I can like do shit like this. Be like, hey buddy.
Cinephile.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
But so like he liked Totoro, so they like saw he was scrolling through Instagram and saw that like we had someone that was making the Totoro pearls, and like letting him know like, oh, you can just message that artist and ask to buy them. Was like, did not make sense to him at the moment because like that sort. Which, I mean, before I was introduced to it, did not make sense to me either.
Yeah.
The, like, oh, I'm going to reach out to an artist and ask to buy something from them. Or even just not an artist, I'm going to reach out to some person and ask to buy something from that person.
Yeah.
We're just, I don't know, American capitalistic, very used to, like, we go into a store and it has a packaging on it, and then they scan it. And then that's how we buy things, unless it's at a farmer's market.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
Right? But, like, so him getting that and then watching him go through that first experience, and like he used the pearl and took a video of it and posted it, and the artist reposted it, and he's like, they're my best friend. Like,
We're homies.
Their artists like, we're homies. We repost stuff from each other sometimes.
Oh my god, that's funny.
But that adds to your appeal as an artist. Big time.
Yeah.
And whenever people can like, reach out to you and be a part of your life a little bit.
It's funny, that occupies a unique part of the industry though, because the higher you get, the less like that it is. The less friendly people are. And we're not here to cast judgment on like why or why not or should they be or whatever, but it's pretty clear that the more baller you get, the less connected you get. Well, it's kind of interesting.
So, okay, I got a little bit of perspective, or like my opinion or perspective on that. So, like, let's sit here, you and I. Mm-hmm. If I get a message or someone reposting using one of my marbles, it doesn't happen very often, so I'm getting stoked. I'm reposting it, like, you're getting on fucking,
like, which one you got?
That story is definitely getting reposted on my shit. It might happen twice. If you actually make a post... I don't think I've ever had someone make a post with one of my... Or no, Sumo. Sumo's done it. It got reposted on G West too.
Oh, no. That's what's... It's called going viral. That's called going viral.
I gotcha. Viral moment. My bad.
Go follow Gabagool Glassworks. He makes marbles that you can buy. Just like we're talking about. You can hit him up and be like, hey, I want a marble.
I'll make it for you.
Send him money.
You can ask me what I'll make it for you. Tell me what you want me to make. I'll try and make it. It might not be very good. I'll try.
Oh, you're opening the floodgates. You're going to regret that. Okay, and we got to go into an ad.
Oh, okay, perfect.
We got to go into an ad. All right, guys. For this ad break, we're going to plug the Corny Dads Podcast Instagram.
Really close to the camera, too.
What?
So we're going to be really close to the camera.
Yeah, our foreheads are out of shot. That's okay. Anyways, go follow us on Instagram at Corny Dads Podcast. We post polls, occasional stories, memes, funny corn photos. Go follow us and you'll see all that good stuff.
Corny Dads. I'm trying to get gang signs out.
All right, we back.
All right.
You know where we were at.
No, there was... Oh, yeah, okay. I had a good analogy for why, as the more baller you get, you might become more disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, anyway, if anyone reaches out to me through DM, like, I'll hold a conversation with them because I just don't get that many DMs. So, like, they reach out, like, I'm going to bullshit with them for a while.
Yeah.
Let's take it up to your level. So we all know I do shipping for Ben Focus. So in doing that, I am in Ben's DMs getting addresses. Mm-hmm. So, the Ben Focus Instagram is up while I'm doing that. So even in the like 3 hours that I'm over there 1 day a week, the amount of messages that roll in those 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, you could spend your entire day just sending messages back and forth to people.
100%.
And not even in like, I would say not even in a way of being like, oh, let's have a conversation, but simply answer a question, thanks, have a good day, move on. Answer a question, thanks, have a good day, move on.
Yeah.
Even just doing that, you could spend 10, 12 hours not moving, just on your phone the whole time.
Yeah.
So, like, take that, you know, and I'm not putting down your level of success at all, but, take that and multiply it to someone like a Banjo or a Bubbles.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of people just being like, yo, appreciate you, or like your stuff, or, you know, whatever. It could get overwhelming.
Yeah, definitely. And then you like meet people in person, and you know, like, man, sometimes you meet people in person and they're these deep, wonderful people who you can't imagine your life without, and you're like, what the fuck is this? This is who is behind the message? Like that, each person is like a whole world, like an entire world with all these thoughts and feelings and experiences, and like, what? So it can get like super intimidating to try to give everyone the most. So I kind of just got to land on like good enough and go with the flow, kind of give some people more occasionally. But like, yeah, you can't be perfect with everyone, but like it's intimidating once you know like how epic one person can be. Like, for example, Nick, I've fucking been friends with you for a few years now, and like you collected my work before then, so like there's no limit to how crazy like it can get.
Like, yeah, I mean, I remember having like a few of those really small, quick, like DMs back and forth, just about like maybe purchasing some work, or like, because I remember like I had a marble break and you'd send me a new one, like, so even just those small little interactions, you know, it can be intimidating because you're human, you're a person that likes other people, you know. Being able to have that connection and conversation with someone is awesome.
Yeah.
So knowing that is available and right at your fingertips, but there is 1,000 people that want to do that right now.
Yeah.
That is so it's like you have the layer of guilt.
Yeah.
Because you know it's possible, you know it's right there, you know, it just take a little bit of effort. But like, my God.
It's been crazy, and like I've done so much online stuff, like strongly competing with my interactions in person. Like, I've spent like a hell of my life online, admittedly, just being more of a hermit like for a few years prior to this. Like next year is gonna mark 10 years of me like not having a job.
Yo, let's go.
Like, I've been doing this shit for a minute, and I've had so many interactions with people that I've become relatively accustomed to it, but it never ceases to amaze me how like different people can be. So you gotta just do what you're comfortable with, because you just cannot know what people are gonna react like, or what energizes them or puts them down. Some people are gonna be like, bet, and some people are gonna be like, sad face, and it's just overwhelming to try to like fully understand, because when you have someone you're close with, you want to fully understand. You'd prefer, like, if you got something that you want me to understand, I would like to like understand it, but that takes more depth than you can do. Get him.
I get it.
Get him.
I think I did.
You know, electric swatter. It just takes more than you can give to like everyone. So it's a curious balance for sure. Like making sure
that you're gonna get so many different types of interactions from the same person.
Yeah.
You know, like, so there's a janitor at the pool that I work at. We have a really great rapport. Like, he's kind of like hippy dippy kind of dude.
Hell yeah.
He's super nice. Like, we're just always bullshitting back and forth. Like, he kind of gets the making fun of the kids' humor. So like, he's laughed at it, he's joined in on it, the kids kind of like him or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're getting the pool ready this morning, and a hook breaks on the flags, and I just, you know, he's on deck. I'm like, thank God it's him and not some other freaking janitor who like normally just will tell me like some stupid crap about how they can't fix it for a week. Like I know I can ask this guy, he's gonna go do something. Yeah. So I go and mention it to him, and like suddenly I'm getting all sorts of attitude.
Oh.
Like, I mean, it is such a different interaction that like now I'm getting all pissed off. I'm like, well, this is something you can handle right now though, right?
Yeah.
Like it's one of those sort of things, like, and now I'm being an asshole. And like, he went to go get a new hook, and in that time was able to like calm my monkey brain down from going like, you don't have to win a fight right now. You can talk to this person that you like. Like, so just calm down. Like he came back on deck and had it, and like I just looked him square in the eye. I was like, I'm really sorry if I like came at you the wrong way this morning, but like I could tell that like as soon as I started asking you about something, like our normal rapport completely changed. So like I'm really sorry. And he immediately was like, no man, like I'm having a lot of family stuff right now. And like went into the family stuff that he's having issues with.
Nick's a ninja with this shit. Like, he actually like works really hard to make people feel heard. And I'm not trying to be soft or softy or whatever, but like he knows how to like actually interact with people and adjust in a way that will actually make them feel heard. Instead of doing, because what's easiest is like doing what you got to do and feeling like, oh, I tried.
Your fucking job, bro. Do your fucking job. Trust me, I wanted to say that so much.
No, but it goes a long ways to like adjust what you're doing. Which, my God, it's so nebulous when you're online only. It is so freaking hard to tell people's vibe, and it leads to like a lot of misunderstanding that you have to get through to stay in this and stay doing it. You just got to be willing to like, I don't know, stay in it and like get what you need, get out. It's crazy. It's so weird. Like some people will buy one small thing and have huge interaction. One small purchase. Some people will have huge purchase, tiny interaction.
That is like my favorite. Yeah. when I'm going through trying to find addresses, whenever it's like bought a pearl. Yeah. And there is like telling, want to preface this with, we are not talking shit on these people.
No.
We're not. This is not a like, oh, these people are so lame. They're doing. It is actually, like, it is such an awesome thing that like they are that stoked and hyped on your stuff, and the fact that they got that opportunity to get that one thing from you, and they will be. You got to scroll 2 or 3 times. Oh, yeah. You know, to get through their messages of their telling you, like, why it means so much to them, like, why it's so cool, how they're going to use it, where they're going to use it, when they're going to get their money because of this is going on in their day and all this stuff. Right. And then the next guy that I'm packaging 3 rigs for is like, this available? Yeah, it's this much. Bet. And then a screenshot of the fucking large amount of money on the thing. You're like... Don't like okay like
it's so
cool like, okay it's super cool seeing the customer interactions that you get,
dude. And then
it's super cool.
The mega trip is then if you took both of those people and you made it in person, there's nothing to suggest that you wouldn't just like flip in some other weird way. Like that person who is really cold online might literally be so bubbly that you're like, who the fuck are you? What?
Wait, what?
And then the person who's super, super on it online might just be like a little like guarded or whatever. It can be really deceiving. But it's kind of an endearing part of posting more of yourself. That's why I highly prefer working with, being around, doing things with people who share a lot of themselves online. There's just a little bit of that barrier broken down of like the weird quirks. You can still kind of like pump fake online, but if you're someone like, let's say Goliath, who posts a lot of themselves, what you see is a large part of Goliath. By no means his whole personality, but there's a lot of things you can learn about him by seeing what he does online. And I think that kind of makes it a little easier to interact with sometimes, rather than people who are really surprisingly different than their personas.
Dude, like shout out Goliath.
Shout out to Goliath. Everybody go follow Goliath. One of the people paving the way for people independent hustling through Instagram specifically, posting dibs posts, auctions, all that good stuff. He's an amazing artist.
Inspiring. It definitely like I've used Goliath as a lot of inspiration, and like Also, like, dude, he's super open about his faults and flaws.
Yeah.
As well. I think that's one of the big inspirations or big reasons why I tend to him. And it's like, you, Goliath, a couple weed thoughts. You know, like, those are the people that come up first on my fucking stories because like those are the people that I watch immediately.
Yep, let's go. Me is banjo and ass pizza.
Yeah, dude, like immediately, like as soon as you post, the first thing comes up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like not only he's super open about like shit that like might be going wrong or shit that might not be going well, but also a huge proponent of the like hustle culture.
Yeah.
You know, wanted a house, super mega house fund, did this like hustle for like fucking 6 months, daily in out, keeping the grind going, keeping the fucking hype up, keeping everything running, like super fucking rad as far as, you know, in those aspects.
Yeah, and if you don't know Goliath, his name says a lot about him. His real name is David, which we can blur out later if you want to, Goliath, but I love you, dude. So his whole concept is actually himself versus this alter ego. So he actually struggles with bipolar, so David versus Goliath is sort of his story that has got him where he is now.
So he's been pretty open about it online. I can't imagine he'd be too upset about it, but that's super rad.
It's really inspiring. And it makes it a lot easier to interact with people like that. That's kind of the full circle thing where, like, it's dope. Like, things move faster when you're able to be someone who's, like, in the game like that, willing to share. Like, opportunities definitely come your way because people turn the camera on you and you're like, what's up? Instead of some people, you turn the camera on them and they're like, it's like, fuck no.
Yeah,
you know?
I know that. I know that like feeling a lot.
Yeah, that's why we're breaking him.
Yeah,
we're getting you on camera. But yeah, that makes things go farther. So I encourage everyone to like be more real, post more of themselves. It's crazy what people can relate to. It can be mundane. It can be really average, and the way you present it is like what matters more than anything. So.
One of the kind of philosophies I use in swimming a lot is that, you know, we have this big like 300 person team, and you know we have 2 junior national swimmers. Okay. Granted, like one of only like 4 teams that have 2 junior national swimmers. What's
there you
up?
Go. There you go.
But
shout out to the bleep bleeps.
Yeah, what up?
Yeah, there you go.
But you know. But like none of my personal swimmers are going to get to that level. Like I work with lower level 12 to 14 year olds where like, you know, swimmers on that level are already doing some pretty gnarly things at the 12 to 14 year old range. You know, and I'm working with like new swimmers and, you know, new to the sport swimmers. But there is so much you can get out of swimming, like small interactions and like fucking I made a career out of it even though I wasn't a successful swimmer.
Yeah.
I see a parallel to being more open about yourself online. Yeah. That, you know, are you going to blow up and be fucking Ben Focus or Goliath or any of these other big guys? You know, maybe not, probably not, you know, more than likely not. But you're going to get some really cool interactions. Yeah. Like, as soon as I gave a little bit of myself online and was like, okay, let's make this little fucking group chat. Dude. Like, that is such a driving force now. Like, it is such an escape for all the guys that we have on that. Yeah. You know, there is a weekly basis where one of the guys is suffering with something and they come to the group chat with it, and we either moral, financial, physical support. We are all there for each other. You know, and it's just, you know, I don't ever see myself getting big as an online person, but like, dude, I got something really fucking rad out of it.
Well, there's
really
no
like small cool thing out of it.
That's the problem, Nick. There's no ingredient that you have or don't have that makes it a decision. So whenever you kind of make assumptions like you will or won't, I'm totally disinterested. So there's just nothing that you can really, really do to have it happen or not. Yeah. Like anybody can go viral. Anybody can be really valuable online. It doesn't. Yeah. There's no trait that like removes people from that possibility. If anything, it's like the more yourself you are, the more like known you'll be. But that's the problem. Is like there's the classic viral that everyone knows, where it's just undeniably popping. Everything is absolutely hundreds of thousands insane. And
fucking dog face drinking the goddamn cranberry juice right on the longboard. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that cranberry juice moment is probably a $5 million moment. Like, with all the endorsements and shit.
Yeah.
Probably, literally, motherfucker probably has so much money off that. But what goes kind of hidden beneath that is the, like, not viral, but I sustain myself and my family off of the content I make in a healthy way and have opportunity for growth without much of a ceiling. So there's kind of like those two in-betweens that you can like people think, oh, well, I'll never be viral. It's like, that's fine, but like you could literally change your life like so much without being viral. Like,
there are slime businesses in South Africa like that are doing well now. You know, that are crushing it.
That's what we do on CDP. We bring it full circle.
Come on. What's that?
We stay on topic. That's what that's
what we do.
One of our core principles is always stay on topic.
Straight as an arrow. No variations. No winding.
Let's go. Yeah. All right. Well, Bowser's going to be here soon. That should be an hour. We'll get it all wrapped up. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, subscribing, liking, commenting. Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow Gabagool Glassworks.
Like, subscribe, and share. I'm officially a YouTuber. What's up?
Let's go.
Like,
plaque
subscribe, and share.
What's your plaque goal? Which one are you going for?
Did they make a plastic one for like 10?
That would be so offensive.
Like a 3D, like they 3D print one for you for like
God.
For your first 100 subscribers.
We should make 3D Melts print us one.
Oh my God, a Shrek green one?
A Shrek green one?
For our first 100 subscribers. Yeah. When we get 100, we'll get a Shrek green one. Spread it around. Shrek green one.
That's like being a baseball player and like making your own trophies.
That's a heck yeah.
What?
Hey, we know there's a trophy street. I usually have to get them for swim stuff. We can definitely get one and get a trophy for ourselves. Coolest glass blowing dads.
Most corny podcast. With that, we're out.